Good morning everybody. Last day we had studied about the electric flux. Now we use that electric flux in a theorem that is known as Gauss's theorem. This theorem is very important for board exam because every year one of the question comes on the basis of this theorem. So first of all you have to write the statement of Gauss's theorem. Note down, according to this theorem, the total electric flux through a closed surface in air or vacuum is equal to the 1 upon epsilon naught is equal to the 1 upon epsilon naught times of the total charge enclosed by that surface. I repeat this statement. According to this theorem, the total electric flux through a closed surface in air or vacuum is equal to the 1 upon epsilon naught times of the total charge enclosed by that surface. Okay, so we can write that is closed surface integration E dot ds will be equal to summation total charge. Summation, we are taking summation sign for total charge. Summation q upon epsilon naught or q upon epsilon naught. Now the proof of this theorem. We know that the proof is not in your syllabus, but it is not so lengthy. It is of 4 or 5 steps, so you can see this proof. In this case, we are taking a point charge. Q is placed at the center of a sphere of radius r. P is the point of observation where we have to find out the electric field intensity. So this electric field E will be equal to vector E will be equal to kq upon r square vector r cap to make this side vector quantity. So r cap is the unit vector. You can put the value of k. This becomes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square into r cap. Now we take a small surface area or area element ds around P. At this point you will see the direction of ds and vector E both will be same and both will be radial. Okay, so here the angle between E and ds will be 0 degree. Both are in same direction. So we have to find out closed surface integration E dot ds. This is the dot product of E and ds. Theta is 0 degree. So this will be equal to E ds. Put the value of E here. This is closed surface integration 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square ds. This quantity, this complete quantity is constant for this integration. We take outside and we integrate this ds. The integration of ds will be equal to 4 pi r square. Total surface area of the sphere. So you will see 4 pi is cancelled by 4 pi, r square is cancelled by r square. You will get here q upon epsilon naught. So this is the proof of the Gauss's theorem. Okay. Now deduction of Coulomb's law by Gauss's theorem. So after completing the Gauss's theorem, we have to study about the deduction of Coulomb's law from Gauss's theorem. In this case, we are taking a charge q, point charge q, placed at point O, and P is the point of observation at distance small r, and q naught is the charge placed at point P. Now we draw a sphere of radius r around q. Or on that sphere we are taking a small area ds around the point P. At this point you will see the direction of direction of E means electric field, and ds, small area, both will be in same direction. Okay, so we have to derive here Coulomb's law from the Gauss's theorem. This is very important. So many times it have come in board exam. So you will see, according to Gauss's theorem, we know that closed surface integration E dot ds equals to q naught q upon epsilon naught. This is the Gauss's theorem. Theta is 0 degree. E and ds both are in same direction. So this is equals to this. E dot ds equals to E ds equals to q upon epsilon naught. E is the constant for this integration we take outside. So this can be written as like this. E into 4 pi r square equals to q upon epsilon naught. E equals to q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to k. So this can be written as kq upon r square. Or this is, since Coulomb force, this is the electric field intensity, therefore the Coulomb's force on q naught due to q will be F equals to q naught E. This is from the definition of electric field. So F equals to q naught E. F equals to, put the value of E from this equation. This is equals to kq into q naught upon r square. But this is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q into q naught upon r square. It means this is equals to Coulomb force between q and q naught. Or this is same as Coulomb's law. It means this is the deduction of Coulomb force from the Gauss's theorem. Next. So after completing the deduction of Coulomb's law or Coulomb's force from Gauss's theorem, now we have to discuss about the applications of Gauss's theorem. The first application is electric field intensity due to a charged spherical shell. Shell means it is a spherical shell, means there is no matter inside the shell. Okay, just like a ball. So in this case, the plus q charge is spread uniformly spread on the outer surface of the shell. So at this time, what is the radius of the shell? That is capital R. Q charge is uniformly distributed at the surface. So can you tell me, this figure, this shell will be one dimensional, two dimensional, or three dimensional? It will be two dimensional. So here will be the charge density. Which charge density? Surface charge density. In the case of circle, it will be linear charge density. In the case of solid sphere, it will be volume charge density. But in this case, we have to take surface charge density. Why? Because it is shell, a spherical shell. So the surface charge density sigma equals to q upon 4 pi r square, means total charge upon surface area of the shell. This is the equation first. There will be three cases to determine the electric field intensity due to charged spherical shell. First case, if the point P lies outside the shell. Second case, if the P lies at the surface of the shell. Third, P lies inside the shell. So there will be three cases. So first of all, we are taking first case when the point P lying outside the charged spherical shell. So we are taking if this P is at a distance small r from the center of the shell. For that we have to draw a hypothetical sphere around the shell of radius small r. और this hypothetical surface is known as Gaussian surface. क्या बोलते हैं इसे? Gaussian surface. On this surface we are taking a small element area ds around P here. So at this point you will see the direction of ds and direction of E both will be in same direction. It means the angle between them will be 0 degree. So case first, when P lies outside the shell, it means small r is greater than capital R. That is okay. Since we know that according to Gauss's theorem, closed surface integration E dot ds equals to q upon epsilon naught, theta equals to 0. It means E dot ds will be equals to E ds. This is equals to q upon epsilon naught. E we take outside and we can write E integration closed surface integration ds equals to q upon epsilon naught. This is E into integration of this ds 4 pi r square. You have to take small r. Why? Because you have to take this surface, Gaussian surface. Okay. So E into 4 pi r square equals to q upon epsilon naught. We have to divide this by 4 pi r square. So this can be written as E equals to q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Or this can also be written as kq upon r square. This is the equation second. With the help of this, we can easily find out the electric field intensity at any point outside the charged spherical shell. Okay. From this relation, we can say that E is inversely proportional to r square. Now, second case, when point P lies at the surface. At the surface means at this time this point lying on this anywhere on this surface. Okay. Or at this time small r equals to capital R. So from equation second we can write E equals to kq upon, in place of small r you can write here capital R square. This can also be written as 1 upon 4 by epsilon naught q upon r square. From this equation first we can write this is equals to sigma upon epsilon naught. It is equals to, this is the constant quantity. So it is constant. It means at the surface of spherical shell, charged spherical shell, the electric field intensity remains constant. Okay. Now case third. In third point, that is when point P lies inside the shell, that is small r is less than capital R. You can take this is the spherical shell plus q charge is uniformly distributed on the outer surface of the shell, and this is the Gaussian surface of radius small r. Okay. At this time the electric field intensity E will be equals to 0. Why? Because there is no charge inside the cell. Since inside the shell Q equals to 0. You will see here the total charge is at the outer shell, not inner shell. So the electric field intensity Q will be, electric field intensity inside the shell becomes 0. Why? Because Q equals to 0. You apply the Gauss theorem. According to that E dot, चलो ऐसे करते हैं, from Gauss theorem, Gauss's theorem, closed surface integration E dot ds equals to Q upon epsilon naught, but Q equals to 0 implies this EDS, why theta equals to 0 equals to 0 implies this E equals to 0. So by this process we can say that inside the spherical shell, charged spherical shell is 0, or this charge is positive charge. Which charge? Positive charge. Now if there is a point, we have to know about that, कि the variation of electric field intensity with the distance r from the center of shell due to a charged spherical shell. So we can say that graphical relation between E and R for a charged spherical shell. It have come so many times in board exam. So in this case you can understand this, if this is the spherical shell. This is the spherical shell. This is the center of the shell. So at this time you will see this point is lying, small r is less than capital R. At this point you will see r equals to capital R, and beyond this point you will see capital R is greater than, small r is greater than capital R. So inside the shell the electric field intensity remains 0. So you have to write, you have to draw like this straight line. At this point the electric field intensity becomes maximum. क्या हो जाती है? Maximum. And beyond this it changes like this. So this is E inverse, E is inversely proportional to R square. This is E equals to maximum, or this is the graphical representation of electric field intensity for a spherical charge cell. So it is sufficient for today. Okay.